Is there a thin line between love and hate, or is it just something that people say? This week, we revisit a classic Black movie, A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, starring Martin Lawrence and Lynn Whitfield. I'm Matt,
I'm Chad.
and you're listening to episode 80 of We Used to Talk About This at Work. All right, Chad, we are back for another week. How are you doing?
I am disgruntled, Matt.
Why are you disgruntled?
So I was like, you know what? I've been really good with, eating the food I got at home because, I'm a parent now. So I have to, reinforce that line. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to get me some Burger King because I can't tell you the last time I had Burger King. So I'll go up in there. I order the little double Whopper, fries, drink, whatever. I got a Surge. You guys ever heard of Surge, the soda?
Yes, I didn't know they still made that.
Apparently, I never had it before. I had some of that shit today. It was fucking terrible. So anyway, I get my little food, come home, sit down at the table, open it up. It's a single Whopper. And I'm like, I don't want to drive all the way back to Burger King because it's not convenient to go to Burger King from my house.
That's why you're supposed to check your food in the drive-through lane.
I went inside.
That's why you're supposed to check your food in while you're inside.
That is something I have social anxiety over. Like checking my food in front of the person, or once I know I should, but even when somebody hands me money, I feel weird about counting in front of them. But so yeah, I drove all the way back to Burger King to get them to fix the order. And they did, no fuss, no muss, except like, I had like adjustments to the order. Like I didn't want cheese. I wanted light lettuce, all this. They just gave me the standard double Whopper. And so I get back and I eat it and it was fucking terrible. And I'm like, this is why I don't go to Burger King. And I wasted all those calories on some shitty food.
I have social anxiety about going back. I'm like, all right, I don't know if it's social anxiety, but I think I just don't want to do it. Like if I'm already at home, all right, I'm not going back in there. I'm not getting back in my car to be like, hey, this food is messed up.
I get that.
But yes, also this week we have a special guest. Welcome to the show, Janiyah.
Hello, and thank you.
Do you have social anxiety about the drive-thru?
No, because I actually make sure I order my stuff right at the window. I'll tell the drive-thru, like the machine, what I want, but when I get to the window, I ask for all the extra stuff. Let me check my bag. I will hold up the line. Have no problem with that.
See, that's where, like, when I'm at a restaurant and like they mess up my food, that's why I have my wife be like, hey, he said no mayonnaise on this, take it back. But me, I'm like, I'll just wipe it off.
Really? See, my wife does that to me. She makes me be the corrector of like, hey, her plate's not right. Thank you.
That's so interesting that your wife is the person to do that.
Why you say that?
I mean, I know her a little bit, and she doesn't seem to be the type to be like, "Excuse me, sir."
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she hangs out. I don't know. She maybe it's food where certain things is she is like
non-confrontational.
That's a very good word.
But yeah, I guess when you paying for food and stuff like that, she wants that stuff to be right.
Who are you, Janiyah?
Okay, well, I'm Janiyah, and I met King back in the military long time ago. We're not gonna count those years till I'm still 21. And since the military, I've done a whole lot. I did a lot of moving. I did some nannying. I did some Uber driving. I did some tech support. Now I'm in tech, and that's been rewarding. So
can you elaborate that being in tech?
Yes, I work for a software company, and we make paper applications electronic, and then we house all the information and things like that. And basically, it is a salaried, stay-at-home computer job, and it's lovely.
Wait, what do you do?
Make paper applications electronic. Pretty much we build. So remember MySpace? Like when you had to put the code in the box to make the background show up and all of that stuff. It's like glorified MySpace before the housing market. So any type of assistance that you would apply for like from a government entity, like, I don't know, housing assistance from City of Atlanta or something like that. Whatever software that application is on, that's like my software.
Then why do you say paper? What are you talking about, paper?
Like when you go into an apartment complex and you have to get a paper application and fill it out.
Okay.
The company I work for turns those paper applications into electronic applications. So when they tell you to go online and apply, I built that application.
Oh, I see.
Gotcha. Okay.
That shit was confusing as fuck.
I'm sorry.
But we got it now. We
all on the same page now.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun though. I like it, and it's low maintenance. It's really like MySpace, but getting paid to do it because it's a lot of HTML. It's simple code, and it's great.
How did you get into that?
LinkedIn is the best job search website there is. I believe in I support LinkedIn over Indeed and stuff like that. But my wife was actually in tech when I met her, and she was like, yeah, you should probably do this. And she does the same thing, but for a different company. And, a couple higher levels than me, because she's been in the game for a little minute. And that's how I got into tech. So I just started applying. I mean, I already had tech support from like call centers on my resume. And honestly, that was all I needed to get in the door for the first tech company I worked for. I still did tech support, but in the actual tech space. And then I went up to client success manager. So, I started out doing just like answering the phones and sending emails were like, I can't log in, stuff like that. And then I, promoted myself, got another job. And now I'm managing the clients instead of the customers.
Okay. Look at you doing big things.
Thank you. I'm trying. Life.
Hey, we trying to get like you.
Right.
I'm trying to get back to Japan. I'm trying to get like y'all.
Like y'all? I'm not in Japan.
Oh, where are you?
I'm in Missouri, St. Louis, where Matt's originally from.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I get hit up a lot of times where like he's like, "Oh, you still in Japan?" I'm like, "Yep." They be like, "Oh, how can I get out there?" Like,
plane ticket?
No, like they want to live out here like I do, and I'm like, I just like I apply for this. I ain't got no hookups. Yeah, and I applied while I was in St. Louis. They accepted me. They paid for my way out here and everything, and I'll be out here for at a minimum 2 more years because I'm on a 3 to 5 contract, so 5 years is my last time here. It'll be 2024.
Oh, but you like it?
I love it.
Okay, and you're back. I love Japan. Actually, I really want to bring my wife over there so she can see it because we live off Asian food. But I told her it's nothing like getting it, authentic.
No, it's nothing. Plus, like the way they do it, like even funny story is we went to this festival this weekend, like a Halloween, hayride stuff, and they had walking tacos. They cut a bag of Doritos, put ground beef, everything on there. And I'm eating it. I'm like, this tastes weird. These Doritos taste weird. And I was like, oh, because we're using Japanese Doritos, not US Doritos. And it's just like, even though it's the same thing, like the quality of how they do it and stuff, it's different and it tastes better.
Yeah. But if I had to choose, like how stuff is made in Japan versus how it's made in the US, I'm going to choose Japan every day. The food looks like the pictures. Customer service is great. It's actually hot.
Yep.
You saying because they'll give you a double Whopper instead of a single?
Right.
You won't have to go back down there.
I mean, they made it right. They let me keep the single Whopper. Like, I didn't want none of that shit after I ate on that double Whopper, though.
Right. Chad, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I'm over here taking notes. Because like you was talking about how, you in tech now and you doing a damn thing. You just basically coding Facebook. And like I'm genuinely at a point where I do want to do something different career-wise. Um, Not to fully get into it, but like this, it's just been a lot of unnecessary stress at my current job. And I'm not sure. Are you an Apple person, Janiyah?
Yes.
Janiyah, right?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't want to be disrespectful. So do you do health sharing with your wife?
Health sharing?
Yeah, where you can share your health. Do you use Apple Health?
Yes, I do use Apple Health, but I did not know that we could share it.
You supposed to be in tech. You supposed to know all this shit Apple doing.
You are right, but I actually just got my iPhone a year ago, and I'm still learning stuff about it. And I used to work for Apple, but when I worked for them, I hated it. Now
we could talk about that offline. So you can share your health information. So like you can share your heart rate. So like if your heart rate like does some shit it shouldn't be doing, the people you share that with, they'll get an alert.
Okay.
You can share your weight, like what your weight is, like if it's going up and down, sleep stuff, anything that's in the health app, just about anything in the health app, you can share that with somebody. And so like I've been having like a lot of stressful stuff at work, and I got an email about something that like just really pissed me off. And then like 2 minutes later, I get a text from my cousin, friend of the show, Bree, and she asked me, she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" And she's like, "I just got an alert saying that your heart rate like went up really high." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And,
Wow.
and so
That's good, but that's good though, because now you can see if that person what's
it's
going
okay.
on with that person. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm
Maybe
not saying
I should do that.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm saying this job is like doing too much.
Hmm.
So I
Well,
think
we might be hiring soon. You want to come to Japan?
maybe, Matt,
Well, I
maybe.
do. So give me a job, and I'll be on the way.
So I think that was Tuesday. So I took Wednesday off just to try and decompress. And so that was nice. Like took my daughter to school, went right next door, worked out a little bit. I took a nap, and like usually when I take a nap, it's like after work. And I always have that anxiety in the back of my head, like, oh shit, I'm gonna oversleep and not pick my daughter up at the right time. But it was early enough. I got a nap. But I spent most of the day playing Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed. That's my latest library game. And it's a remake of the PlayStation 2 game. Do you guys remember this from the PlayStation 2?
Vaguely.
Probably not.
You're not a gamer?
I like, just dance.
There's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. Also, before I go too far down the rabbit hole, has anybody told you kind of sound like Keke Palmer?
Yes, all the time. That's so weird.
You need to set up like a cameo, but just be like, this Keke Palmer, you don't need to see my face. But I'm saying words. Give me money, y'all. Cast me as Rogue.
That is funny. Yeah, I get that all the time.
So Destroy All Humans 2 came out in 2006.
You are right. I never noticed that. Her voice, like I've known her for years, but I'm like, once you said it and I'll start listening. Yes, she does.
Like that bubble popped and you was like, oh shit. It's an okay game. Like it's a nice chill game to just like play. You got music on or you got a podcast on. Like you got something else happening, but you're just running around blowing shit up. There are parts in it where you can tell this is an older game because like that difficulty spike just comes out of nowhere. Like you'll be doing a mission and you'll be doing shit, and then it'll be time for the boss, and you'll be like, okay, I have to get out of this mission and I have to go over here and switch all my attributes to this one thing that kills this enemy because like otherwise I just can't fucking kill it. But the funny thing is like with the final boss, it's I don't know if this is a glitch or it lets you do this, but like during the boss encounter, in most boss encounters, if you leave like the designated area, it'll restart. But you can leave the boss area and go to the other side of the map and pick and get your UFO, because some of the missions you have to be in your UFO, and you fly the UFO back to the boss fight and you can kill him that way. That's not how you're supposed to kill him, but it's how you can kill him, because that's a fucking hard fight. So that was weird.
But that sounds like a glitch.
Well, I beat the game. I beat it. Like I was playing it Monday to Thursday and I beat it, but it's all right. It's on PlayStation 5, the new Xbox and PC. Would I recommend it? No, but it was fun. It was just, something nice.
I said all that, but nah, don't even play it.
No, it's whatever. It's some old shit. But you over here watching Dirty Old Man, Matt?
Hell yeah. So I came across this article and I have to share it on the podcast. Okay. There's this Iranian man. His name is Amu Haji. They call him Uncle Haji.
Like hygiene?
Has it to no hi well, we'll get there. Haji. No, it's actually Haji. But he hasn't took a shower in over 60 years, right? So all the pictures and everything, if you look it up, yeah, he hasn't took a shot. Like he looked like a dirty homeless man. He got dirt on his face. He has a beard and everything else like that. So the thing that struck out to me was like they said he died. Okay, so now he believed that if he took a bath, that something about the water would kill him. Right. So now this man has been alive. He's 94. He hasn't took a shower or nothing for 60 years. So what's the word I'm looking for? Not the neighborhood. The people around town basically not kidnapped him, but gathered him up and forcefully gave him a bath. Why 2 weeks later he died?
Right.
Maybe he was right though.
But
maybe he was
tragic.
right.
No, it's like
he been living this life for this whole time, and then as soon as he gets clean, he dies. But I think it's more something to do with like, his body was used to
that one.
That dirty protection. And then now that he was clean, his body wasn't used to fresh air and things like that. And
it fucked up his immune system.
Right. So he should have just stayed funky this whole time. He would still be here. But rest in peace, Uncle Haji. Rest in peace.
That sounds like something that would only happen in America. Like, honestly.
But he was in America. Was he?
I know, but that just sounds like
Americans.
It sounds like tragedies of American citizens.
Americans don't give a shit about their fellow man. We wouldn't forcibly clean somebody.
Right, that's true.
They'd
be like, they would just step over them.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that I wanted to talk about, the latest episode of Atlanta. Have you guys seen it?
I have not.
I have. Isn't that required viewing for citizens of Atlanta?
It's like being at home. It's like home on TV.
I'm telling you, I can't keep up with TV. I'm a TikToker. I need to get my life together.
All about that tickety talk.
Well, this episode of Atlanta, it starts off. It's basically like a documentary, mockumentary, whatever you want to call it, of Thomas Washington was the first Black CEO of Disney. Now, Chad, since you've seen this, when you started watching it, did you know what this was about?
I read the description of the episode before I saw it.
Okay, so as I'm watching this, I was like, first when I started watching, I was like, wait, did I click on the wrong thing on Hulu? So then I went back, I'm like, okay, this is Atlanta. And as I'm watching this, I kept thinking, is this real? When did you know were you thinking the same thing if this was real or not?
Oh, well, I guess you're only talking to me. No, I am very well versed in Disney history.
Oh, so you was like, this is not, but man, this had me hooked in there. I was all into this. I believed everything up until the final part where he died and inside the water was the Goofy gloves and the shoes. And I was like, oh, okay. never mind.
That's,
but this is
that's the part where you're like, oh wait, I think they're pulling my leg here.
Well, also another part where that one writer was like, he's like, oh, here comes white rice. And then I was like, but there was a different time back then. Maybe that did slide. But this was really well done. Really well done. I was, like I said, I believed it all the way up into the Goofy shoes. What was your thoughts about it?
Okay, so I guess let's back up for a second. So on the Atlanta mockumentary episode, it was about yes, they said this man was the first Black CEO of Disney, but it was essentially about how a Goofy movie is the blackest movie that ever blacked. And it was talking about like the elements from the Black community that are in a Goofy movie, and the things that this person inserted into it and why he inserted into it, and the issue, the slight pushback he was getting for trying to really make a Black movie. Describing it that way, it sounds more real, but once you actually see it and like the stuff that they're talking about, how like he having all these Black people in the studio and shit, I'm like, nah, they're not gonna let that many of us up in here like that. But also,
and then
like,
I like the part where he was telling the writers, and the guy on crutches come up there. He was like, yeah, see, I had him go out to a Black cookout and he said the wrong thing. He got fucked up, but now he knows how to do it now.
This is a learning experience. But like, I'm surprised that you're like, is this real? Because like we did an episode on a Goofy movie, and like there is some stuff that we talked about in that episode that were like omitted from this documentary, about how like originally they were in real life, Bobby Brown was Powerline, until they were like, no, he's doing too much in his personal life, and we have to let him go.
Hey man, when you got Brian McKnight in here telling me that he was the one who said it should be Tevin Campbell, that's kind of believable, man. That's kind of believable.
But just to admit that, like, Bobby Brown was huge in the 90s.
Right.
But no, so I did like the episode. It was fun. Like, I do wish that they would have touched on some things. Like, I get, okay, it's fine, whatever. Don't talk about Bobby Brown, but at least mention Goof Troop. Because, like, I feel like if you didn't know anything about the situation, you're just coming in and watching it, like, I feel like it is not right to discount the good things that came from Goof Troop. It makes it basically sound like out of nowhere we're gonna make this Goofy movie, and like nothing building from nothing else. And I don't like that. I don't like discounting Goof Troop. Goof Troop was a really good show with a fucking awesome theme song that was Black.
Right. But I enjoyed it. It was a surprise for me, and I really liked how they did it.
I really like that bit where you're talking about when Max was Powerline at school, and how like when he dunked that basketball during the performance, and how like that was like criticism on like some people feel like the only way a Black person can be accepted in a group, especially in a mixed group,
is by playing sports.
Group. Yeah,
playing sports or on stage dancing
or some sort of performance. Yes. And I really like that. Right, like, out of all the stuff that I've seen talk about a Goofy movie and how it's Black, like, no, I've not seen anybody talk about that one aspect, which was really interesting.
Right. So yeah, episode 8 of the newest season of Atlanta. Go ahead, check it out.
Yeah. So I added So I added a thing on here real quick before we jump into the movie. So what kind of TikTok do you watch, Janiyah?
Everything, the funny stuff, but more of the learning stuff, because I'm a rabbit hole kind of girl. So if I see a video that I like, I will go to that person's page and watch every video on the subject. So I like the funny stuff, but I get on TikTok more for like the learning stuff.
So do you follow any of movie TikTok?
I don't think so, but I do follow. Well, I follow a girl that talks about um, black movies and black shows that black people need to watch.
Do you know her name?
I can't remember her name, but she has this punchline. Put it on the watch list, and she says it after every video of hers, and she actually just got a like a cameo role. I think that's what it's called, but like a cameo role on Abbott Elementary. Isn't that the name of the show with
Quinta?
Yes.
Yeah.
She just got a little cameo spot on Abbott Elementary, but she does a lot of videos just, oh, this movie had an all black cast, or this movie was directed by a black person, or all types of stuff like that. And she just gives suggestions of stuff to watch, or she talks about how it didn't do as good as it should have done because the movie was amazing or something like that. So that's probably the only person I watch that talks about movies.
Was she on a recent episode of Abbott?
I'm gonna go to it so I can see what her name is. I literally just put it on the watch list, came up. Courtney, her name is Courtney Taylor. Her TikTok name is This Is Courtney Taylor. But I don't know let me look, because it might be able to show me the episode that she was in. It is, yeah, it was recent because she said, "Did you guys see me on the show last night?" And she posted that video 2 days ago. So 3 nights ago, she was on the show.
I seen that episode too. I'm trying to think who she was. Let me see what she looked like.
No, I never seen this woman a day in my life. Or have I? Yeah, I'm not following her on Instagram. Where's her TikTok? Let's see. Nah, I don't know this young lady, but do your thing. So we strayed a little bit off the path here, but so the reason I bring it up is because the Black Panther 2 premiere was earlier in the week, and Black film TikTok has been a little salty because Marvel they didn't really invite a lot of Black women. They invited Black men and other men of color, but not a lot of Black women. So like there's one thing going on about that. But there's another thing about how this Latino guy, and you can't really do an in-depth review of the movie yet because it's still under embargo. But he tweeted about how he's a TikTok person too. He tweeted about how he felt like Black Panther 2 was a slight step down from Black Panther 1, and that there was some choices in the movie that he feels like really made his opinion unfavorable of the movie. And so there are people attacking him online because of this opinion, and they can't see the movie for another 2 weeks. And so my question to you guys is like, we all know how like volatile the internet can be. Like, what's your opinion on this? Because it's like we could all go see Black Panther 2 and be like, oh man, this is good until XYZ happened. Fuck is wrong with them? They ever dropped the ball on this shit, and my man is right. Or it's a possibility we could all see and just be like, this is fucking gold, you know? So it's like, I don't fully get, I do get it. I understand it. But it's like, I don't really like that people want to jump down somebody's throat about something that they cannot experience yet.
I think it's funny because I don't even do things during the hype anyway. Like, it'll probably if my wife wants to go see it, we can go see it. But I don't watch things or listen to things or look into things when they are like a trending topic, because I don't know, I feel like my opinion will be skewed or something. I wait until the hype dies down and then I watch stuff. So I never catch things when they're at their peak anyway, because I feel like it dampens my actual opinion of it because I was watching it because of what somebody else said about it.
Okay. I just feel like everybody's gonna I mean, people just hate everything that's like they can't do. Like if like I'm in Japan, and I'm like, oh, look at all the stuff you can do in Japan. There'll be somebody be like, I can't go to Japan. Why are you bragging about this and stuff like that?
Humans are haters.
Right. I mean, how are you gonna get mad at this man because whatever privilege or VIP status he has, he was able to see it when it came out, just because you can't.
No, the thing is they're getting mad at him for speaking negatively against a movie they can't see yet. That's my thing.
Right. So okay, would those people still say the same thing if he had a glowing review? Why are you talking good about this movie even though I can't see it?
No, people, but like as a whole, Black people are protective over Black Panther, right?
Mm-hmm.
Black Panther will just fucking go to bat for Black people will go to bat for Black Panther, like blindly.
Mm-hmm.
And like any negative criticism, people are like, fuck you. But what if it's warranted though? What if Black Panther 2 is not as good as Black Panther 1?
And most likely, it won't be, because like no matter what they do in this new one with Riri, Ironheart, all this stuff goes on, and they have this amazing tribute to Chadwick. It's kind of like you have your first movie that holds so much weight and care and whatever in people's hearts that nothing they do is going to surpass this. You're always going to have like Black Panther 1 meant so much to so many people for multiple reasons. So when this one come out, most likely it probably won't be as good as this one.
Right. No, I agree.
But I'm saying, so like, yeah, so everybody's entitled to her opinion. Just be like, I can't, why are you talking bad about this movie I can't see? I think that's just foolish.
How dare your non-Black self speak anything critical about Black Panther 2, a movie I can't see? I can't see this, so I can't confirm or deny what you're saying.
But I don't like it anyway.
Because you're saying it negatively.
People that are like that they aren't even critique when they get a chance to watch it. They're not critiquing the movie in the way that a movie watcher would be critiquing the movie. Like this man probably watches movies for a living or something of that nature. And people that are just going to the theater to see it, they're not looking to judge the movie. They're just like, it's Black Panther. I don't think that they're gonna have an educated opinion on it in general.
That's fair.
Right.
This man is not the only person I've heard people say is good, but they do something that might turn people off. Like he's not the first person I've seen say that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. And like some of these other people are Black that are saying this. And so I'm just like, what he's saying may not be invalid.
Right. But there's just some certain things you shouldn't discuss or talk about negatively in public.
So you're saying
like
you're saying him saying, I just saw the movie, first impressions, because I'm part of Film Talk, right? I got invited to this premiere. He shouldn't give any opinion about it. Like it's not like he detailed.
No. I'm not saying. I'm saying that on social media, there are some things that no matter if you do not speak glowing of, even if you have a minor critique, they will come after you. And that's what I'm saying. Say what you want to say, do your job, but you just gotta have to know. Just like you're not going to slander Beyonce. You're not going to talk bad about Selena, or like there's certain stuff where their fan bases are so die hard in that any minor critique. So if you want to do it, it is what it is. But
yeah, and I'm not saying he's complained or anything.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, I mean, the problem is not with him. The problem is with the people commenting on it, saying I can't see it. Unless they don't come back in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whenever it's released and be like, my bad, bro, you was right.
No, those nobody does
right.
that.
They're not going to do that. Right.
I don't know. But also it's like, okay, but like, so if I have a negative opinion about Kanye, I just shouldn't say it. I shouldn't say anything.
No, you can say it, but you shouldn't be surprised when you have comments and people or saying negative things about you because they in love with that man or whatever like that. That's what I'm saying. Is some things people can let ride. Some people, like, you might get a small pushback on, but certain things mean certain things to people to where they won't take any of the slander at all, and then they're gonna reply back. It's just part of social media. All right, you guys ready for the movie?
Darnell Wright.
Brandy, she came.
Man, she way out of your league, kid.
No, I'm not, because I'm going to hit that, and you know I'm going to hit that.
He had a way with women.
Why didn't you tell me you couldn't ride?
I'd have told you I could ride a monkey. I can get close to you.
And one rule.
You know that's our code. Never tell them you love them.
That had never been broken.
Do you want me?
Won't you?
But do you need me?
I need you.
Do you love me?
Until now.
I love you. Tell me it was worth it. It's all right. Think about cutting her off.
Now.
You don't have to say anything. We had fun while it lasted.
The man who's always looking for action.
Well, why would I leave my man alone here on a ladies' night?
I'm not your man.
Is about to get.
Oh, that's cold.
A lot more than he can handle.
Chad, without looking at the description, how would you describe this movie?
Thank you for asking me and not the guest. So this movie stars Martin Lawrence at the peak of his powers. And this is him. Basically, this movie is it's a drama, but sprinkled in some Martin Lawrence comedy of the time. And he's a bit of a player, you know, he's got a couple of girlfriends around town, and he engages with a woman that he uses all the tricks he can to get her into bed. And then when he decides that he doesn't want to do this anymore, she takes it to a very violent degree.
All right. Janiyah, what did you think about this movie?
I thought that it was funny, but I also thought that's what you get. Like, folks got to stop playing so much. I also thought she was very crazy because, yeah, I'm not doing all of that. I'm not gonna hurt myself for an example. I'm not gonna be, a martyr at your expense or at my own expense. But I did feel like, sit down somewhere.
Chad, what did you think about this movie?
So I haven't seen this movie since the 90s, and I was like, oh damn. I forgot a lot of elements of this. Like, what is Bobby Brown doing in this movie? What is the Queen Regina King doing in this movie? Not like in a bad way. It's just I forgot they were in it. But overall, I liked it. It was pretty decent. Yes, Martin at the end of the day was the villain of this movie, and he kind of deserved it. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, seeing this movie as an adult, having some lived experience, it was very different seeing this movie as like a 12 or 13-year-old,
Right.
But yeah, overall, it's pretty decent. Just be intentional, people. Be intentional.
Right. I thought I'd seen this movie before. Maybe I had back in the day, but like as I'm watching it now, I was like, none of this looks familiar to me. So it was like watching it for brand new. And just like you said, Chad, I was like, when he was doing this stuff, I was like this, my man. But then like this, I was like, yeah, he gets everything. He shouldn't have been doing none of that stuff. Right. Everything he got, he deserved. Yes, right. All right. She was crazy towards the end when she was doing all this other stuff. One thing I did appreciate was he did go back to all the women and was like, hey, all right, I'm done. Blah, blah, blah. He didn't ghost them or still like lead them on or anything. He did tell them the truth.
And it was so much easier to ghost people in the 90s too.
Exactly. So I give him that. But overall, I wouldn't say it's a good movie. It was okay.
Yeah. Oh, I do want to say that I didn't think that shit was cute. That he showed up to her job while she's in 1990s black girl boss mode and telling her, tell whoever you're talking to, you'll call them back. Like, brother, it's the 90s and she's a black woman in a position of power. You know how much she had to struggle for that shit? Don't be telling her
Right.
that.
Yeah. He was overstepping a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's
then
just that ego, that big ego.
and also I was like, when they were making a bet about like if he could hit it or not, I was like, that is so much some 90s shit to do.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's dudes these days that are making these kind of bets too.
Well, I guess kids are.
Yeah. Also, I'm sorry, but like, ma'am, why did you get naked for this movie? When they were yeah.
They were bad, yeah.
I mean,
and they didn't even, it didn't add nothing to it.
right. I mean, like, I it's hard for me to tell, like, if this is just me getting older, or if this is just the critical lens that I'm using. But it's just like, I agree, like that added nothing. It's just like a lot of nudity in movies I'm really turned off by, not like sexually, but just like I'm put off, I should say. Like,
Right.
I don't know if we needed this.
All right. So what do you think the Rotten Tomatoes of this was?
I think on a wide scale audience, maybe 47. I don't know.
Chad?
I'm gonna say 30, mostly because this movie came out in the 90s. So white men rated it.
All right. So it balances out what you're saying. So the audience score, 76.
Reasonable.
But the tomato meter is 15%.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wasn't that
27 reviews. Yeah.
Wow.
It wasn't that bad.
So normally during this time we do trivia dump and we do a game. I was trying to figure out a game and I got one, but then like you can't trust everything you read on the internet. So then once I did it, I found out, I was like, oh, I got the question. But then I was doing more research and I found out that was a lie. So I don't have a game, but I do have some trivia.
Okay.
This is the directorial debut for Martin Lawrence. And that was going to be my game, was because I found another website that was like, oh yeah, he also directed another movie. And I was about to make a game, but as I did more research, no, he didn't direct it. He was just producer of it.
What
and I was
movie?
like, it was, let me go to my question. Nothing to Lose.
What is that?
Some other movie.
Well, that was a good movie.
Who? What movie is that?
It was him and what's that guy's name?
Oh, yeah. They're like, are they like con men or something? Somebody's a con man.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But then once I did my research, I found out he did not direct that.
That was a good little movie.
What is? Yeah. But yes, also Regina King was pregnant during the filming of this, and she didn't tell anybody that she was pregnant until after the movie finished. Also, while on the set of this, Martin Lawrence was hospitalized after he lashed out.
Oh,
so I don't know if you guys.
This was the incident?
No. The incident happened 6-7 months after this.
How many incidents did this man have?
Actually, a lot. I went down the rabbit hole of everything that's going on. Like, he done a lot of stuff. This is the incident that we're talking about, is when he had a gun. He said they were out to kill me and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was running up and down the highway, I think.
Yeah. In the scene where Regina King, models her U.S. Air Force uniform, if you look on there, her insignia is a staff sergeant. Originally intended to be released by Savio Pictures, but it went out of business in November of 95, so the rights were picked up by New Line Cinema. And last thing I got is, this is Tracy Morgan's film debut.
Tracy Morgan was looking real fat.
Hey, this is his first time. It was first time on screen. He didn't know what he needed to do.
But you know how, like, you look at an old movie and be like, oh man, that's so-and-so's first movie, and they'd be skinny as a rail. And then like, as they got famous, they got fat.
He's opposite. He started out big, then he lost weight. But yeah, that's all I have. Janiyah, do you have anything to plug? on our way out?
No, but this has been so much fun. I would like to do this again when you guys have room.
Yeah, well, we
Yes.
appreciate you coming on and adding a new voice to the whole show. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, I appreciate it because with no prior information, there was no haggling. All I said was, "Hey, would you like to be on the podcast?" She was like, "Sure." I was like, "Oh, that was easy."
No comment or follow-up to that statement. But yeah, maybe going forward you should keep your camera off and we'll be like, all right, special guest this week, Keke Palmer.
Go on with it. Don't ask me any specific questions because I won't know the answers.
All right, so Keke, why in the fuck did you do Nope?
I didn't even see that movie for one because I'm not a fan of. I didn't see anything of that sort. I didn't see Get Out. I didn't see Us. I didn't see Nope. I didn't see any of those.
You don't fuck with black people?
No, it's just not my forte to see that, like, black people haunted and like ghosted.
I get
not
that.
A fan.
I get that.
All right. Thank you so much for listening. Please rate, like, and review our podcast on your platform of choice. If you have any feedback, please email us at weshouldtalkpod@gmail.com. Like our Facebook page, We Should Talk About This at Work, and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at We Should Talk Pod.
And we just want to thank you guys once more for listening. And now you know what we used to talk about at work.
Nah, my closing's better than that shit. I didn't like that.
That's fine. I mean,